ready to roll over and play dead yet. You know, you've probably heard the expression, the devil is in the details. Well, the situation in Europe has not yet been clarified. Let's see what happens when the details come out. At the moment, the market reacting very positively right across the board, but there's nothing really this going on, in my opinion, like a strong agreement or arrangement. Our opinion is the devil's in the details, and it's too early to tell, even looking at the markets. So let's go right now to the markets. Hello, Market Club members everywhere. Adam Hewison, co-founder of Market Club. Welcome to today's show. It's Friday, the 29th of June. Let's get started. Well, here we are looking at the S&P. You can see today's action, big up day, trading at 1355. A lot of resistance coming up here. The market's had problems here for 3 days. You can see this. I think the market was very heavily oversold right here. You can see the level here, and we basically jumped up. So let's just put this on the board. So generally speaking, I think we're looking at a situation where the market was oversold here. I better put a better color on that. So the yellow color, you need something a little darker than that we can see. So let me just change that. So here we are. This market is oversold, and obviously it's taken off. A lot of short covering, a lot of new buying coming in. Is it too early to buy? I think with our trade triangle still in a negative mode, you can see the monthly is negative. I want to remain cautiously bearish until we see either the monthly go green or we see these other ones go red. So let's see what happens. But generally speaking, we can just sort of draw a line here. It's still on that sort of trajectory. Is there going to be a follow-through on Monday? It depends on what happens to Europe. However, when you see a big day like this, normally you have some sort of follow through the following day. However, it's not a 52-week high. It's just a rally back into, I think, resistance. So we'll see what happens, but I think this level here, right around the 1360 level, is going to present problems for this market. But let's clear the screen up and go to our next market. Before we do that, we talked about this before, but just want to ask you, have you given us a call yet? It's a free call and a free consultation, 877-219-1482, and see if personal one-on-one Market Club coaching is right for you. I'm guessing it is, because I think everybody can be a better trader, and I think this is the key thing. Remember, professional traders have their situation where they have coaches, and trading is not unlike professional sports, so you need a coach. So let's go to our next market. And that's going to be the Dow. We're going to look at the Dow. Pretty much the same pattern there. We're getting right back up towards resistance around the 12.9 level. And I think that's going to be a real area of concern for a lot of traders going forward. On the NASDAQ is pretty much in the same situation. Big pop-up, very oversold. Now we're very overbought with today's action. I'm not so sure we're going to get through this 2,950 level easily. So let's see how this things play out and go to silver, which is really acting in a way you can't get excited. Even though today's an up day, we've had up days before, and it only led to a very short rally, and then we've come back down on the trend. So I think there's going to be a lot of resistance right around the 28 level before this market gets going on the upside, if it is in fact going to get going on the upside. So let's see what happens. You did get a divergence here, obviously. Divergences are when you see prices as they are here, let's see, going lower like this, and when you see the divergences going this way. So it's a little bit different, but I think this is going to be a real area of resistance right around the 28 level on the silver. This is spot silver we're looking at. If you look at our, let's just take this back, and let's just go look at our trade triangles, which, whoops, hang on one second. Let's just look at our trade triangles, which are basically negative on the weekly and the monthly. So until they turn green, I cannot get excited about the upside in this market. So moving along to look at the gold. Gold has put in a big performance, obviously, with today's action. However, you only want to look at this market to see that we've got some real headway here, or headwinds, I should say, as they say in flying. and that's definitely a resistance area, and this is definitely a support. So we're sort of stuck in between this area in sort of like a no man's land. With a 55 rating, that means it's a trading range. So we are at the bottom end of the trading range. Obviously some divergences here. You can see that. And we're really not in an area where you really want to be short, you don't really want to be long, you just want to let the market do. But the odds would favor the trend still continues to be down in this market. So let's just clear the screen off again. Just a lot going on, a lot of emotional trading, which is sometimes not a good thing for traders to do, but it happens. So copper is a little bit different here. This is a kind of an interesting pattern. I want to put a close only chart on here, and we do that, just simply click here. And you can see it's sort of made a base, which is great. And you sort of, one of our favorite formations is you made a base right here. Double bottom. There's a pivot point. So you measure really from the 330 level to the 340 level. So it takes you up to the 350, maybe 355. So we're almost there in terms of a close only there. But it's generally, it looks like it's just made a turn to the upside. Nothing to get too excited about, but we'll see what happens. But it did kick in a weekly, but the monthly is still negative. So I think you have to be a little bit concerned about that. So let's take this off the screen, go to our next market. And the next market we're looking at is going to be, crude oil. Now, crude oil has had a big move today, no question about it. However, it's still, remember, it's had a big move down too. But remember, our monthly and our weekly are still negative from 97 and 98. So it's hard to get excited about, this move just one day. And if we just put a candlestick chart on, you can see the big move we've had on the upside. We've already gone into an overbought condition. We have had a little bit of a divergence, but generally speaking, the trend continues to be down in our opinion. Maybe we're making a turn. As we said earlier in one of our comments, several of our comments, every time you've gone below the 80 level, then you have been 78 to 80. It's been a buying opportunity, but we want to see some concrete evidence before that happens. So let's go to our next market. And the next market we're going to look at is the Euro USD. Now, the Euro had a big rally, obviously, late last night and also today. It's still up against what we consider the brick wall in this market. And the brick wall is, of course, the resistance area we're seeing at the 127 level right here. So I think between 127 and 127.50, this market's going to have resistance. And it's not out of the woods yet. This is the key level. We outlined this week, is the 124 zone. A move is needed below 124 if we're going to see this market come under a lot more pressure. Now, the one thing that did change this rally is we're back into an area where we are overbought. Now, with a plus 60 level, that means it's a trading range on the euro. And what that means is we want to be looking for an area to go short, to get back short in this market. So let's see how that plays out. Next week should be a very interesting week as we get more details of the possible arrangement in Europe. It's still too early to say it's a done deal, but the market is certainly looking to be thinking that way. So let's clear the screen and go to our next market. And this is particularly interesting because it's the CRB index. It's a commodity index, and look as though we've made a small turn here. The weekly came in at 277.75. It's 281. You can see the way this market is set up and just sort of rolled around here. Nice rounding bottom. Remember, the market is coming down. This is basically because of crude oil, but other commodities, corn and so forth, wheat, were actually performing quite well. So you've gone over the previous high right here, which is a positive in my mind. So you've got the sort of double pivot point there. And so we can measure from the lows here. So let's say around 68 to the highs here. Let's call that 70, 78. So about 10, so around 88. I think probably around this level here, we should maybe see this market run into problems again. But again, it's overbought. we may see some more action. But generally speaking, I think the downward pressure in this market for the moment is off with our weekly and daily up. Only the monthly remains negative, and that's our longer-term indicator. So let's clear the screen off. We've got a couple of stocks to look at today. They flashed monthly trade triangle buy signals, and we'll go to the first one right now. And actually, this is Apple. Apple has put in a good performance, but it's not the stock we want to look at. So there you see that. I want to be looking at Time Warner. Time Warner gave a monthly buy signal today, right here, at 38.21. It's 38.17 currently, but it cleared all of these highs. Still looks good to us. I think we've got something. Let's just 5-year look. You can see it's been maybe going nowhere for the last 5 years, but this is a monthly, and sometimes they're worth looking at for a shorter-term trade if you're that way inclined. Let's go to our next market, and the next market we're going to be looking at is going to be Constellation Brands. They sell alcohol. They got some great brands, but it's a plus 100. There's a breakaway gap here. Looks really, really good. 24.87. The market's currently trading at 26.93. I think this looks like a winner to me. Let's go maximum on this, and let's take this off. And let's just simplify this chart. Let's take our parabolic off and just a simple line chart. And you have to like what's going on there with the Constellation Brands. Also on that front, we go to another Bud. New highs on Bud. Looks very, very good. We're looking at a maximum chart going back to 2009. Looks like it wants to go higher. 78. Put the monthly came in just today. And you can't see it because this came in on the first. When it comes in the first, if we have 2 monthly signals in a month, very, very unusual. Usually the second one's a good one to get, but you can see we've had some nice success with Bud in the past. So let's look at those markets, and also to pay close attention to our trade triangles. They've actually been doing very, very well. And this is Adam Hewison for MarketClub. I'll see you Monday. I may have time for a weekend update this weekend. We'll look at the markets to see if any news comes out of Europe. We'll keep you informed on that. But hey, thanks for using MarketClub, and thanks for becoming a member, and every success today.